We're just coming into the main entrance of Cape May Harbour. Just waiting for this boat to go before we go in. The weather's a bit choppy, so we're just being extra cautious. Can't believe this is hilarious. Do you remember I was telling you that I could hear everyone's conversation from a boat? Gosh, where were we? Yes, we were in a bay just before we entered the canal, the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal. Well, that was the boat. After a cold and wet day, we decided to lay down the anchor and settle in for the night. It's a very, very long road to the Victorian Old Town, so we decided to get a cab. The grand Victorian houses were originally built to attract wealthy industrialist and plantation owners. And there is a legend that pirate Captain William Kidd left buried treasure somewhere in Cape May. But the only treasure James and I found were some peanuts. Oh wow, it smells so good.
Oh, it smells good.
Peanuts. Wow, it's like peanut heaven. Peanuts everywhere. Wow, look at this. Butter syrup. Wow. Peanut butter cake. Peanut butter and butterscotch. Chopped chip. Organic peanut. Cappuccino peanut. Honey roast peanut. You've definitely got to love peanuts. Peanut is so good, it's even for the dogs.
I've got a cookie. Peanut butter.
Yes.
No? Organic peanut butter, that looks pretty good.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow, they look good. Look at those. How beautiful are they? Wow, it's like a work of art.
Thanks, bye.
And you. Wow. That was amazing.
We're just trying to plan our journey tomorrow to Sag Harbour. The wind looks okay. It's going to be between 12 to about 18 knots, but the problem is it's going to be right behind us, so we're probably going to have to sail at a bit of an angle and then jibe, which is fine, but it just puts more miles on. I'm just looking now to see how far it is. So it's about 190 miles to the point of Long Island, and then it's roughly another 20 miles or so, I think, to Sag Harbour. Sag Harbour's in here. And I'm also not sure how we're going to sail tomorrow, because the boat, we've been in the Chesapeake, the boat's got a lot of stuff on the hull at the moment. It's got a lot of growth, and I think that's slowing us down a little bit. So if we say 6 knots, that's 35 hours. To be honest, I think if we average 6 knots, I'll actually be quite happy, because the wind's behind us, the apparent wind's going to be a lot less, and coupled with the fact that we've got a lot of growth in the bottom of the boat, I think we won't be doing the sort of speeds we were doing in the Caribbean. But yeah, we should be able to do it in one night, so 2 days sailing, 1 night. And yeah, looking forward to getting there. We basically just got out of this wake as quick as we possibly
possibly could. There wasn't much wake actually, was there, in the end?
But there's a motor yacht that's Edison. That was anchored next to us in the Bahamas in Pig Beach.
Really?
Yeah, that was one of the yachts that was anchored next to us. Because I remember the name Edison, like light bulbs and all that.
It looks a bit different without the water, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't look quite. But yeah, they were anchored next to us in the Bahamas.
How funny. We should give them a shout.
I'm sure they're not as excited as we are about that. We're up nice and early and we are leaving Cape May this morning and we're setting sail to Hamptons, to Sag Harbour. So it's about 220 miles roughly. So that's going to take us all day today, all night, and probably all day tomorrow. Winds are looking okay, maybe a little bit on the light side, sort of around 15 knots, and it's going to be directly behind us, so we might have to jibe a couple of times. But it's looking like it's going to be a really, really nice day, so hopefully it'll be a nice sail. Keep going.
Okay, so we're doing at the minute about another 1.5 knots, which is great. Picking up a little bit. So James is just putting a preventer on, which he ties from the bottom of the mainsail to one of the cleats, which he's doing now. And that is just to stop us from jibing. So basically, if the wind was to suddenly change unexpectedly, the mainsail doesn't pop over to the other side. It's just a precautionary method, which seems to work quite well. Ooh, they're hot!
So I've just cooked some nachos with some jalapenos and Philippa's just eaten a whole one. How spicy were they?
Really spicy.
This is a nice little snack though for when you're sailing. Easy to do. I should do a cookery book.
What, on your one recipe?
No.
So we've put a reef in the main for the night, just in case the wind does pick up. It's forecast for about 17 at this time, and it's pretty much what it's saying it's doing. So on the app it was saying it was going to be about 17, 18, and it's roughly that now. It's rarely ever very accurate, but it's pretty accurate today. We're getting up to around 6.5 knots, which is nice. And we're slightly off course now. If I just zoom out, you can see. So the red lines are course, heading towards this piece of land here. And this is Long Island. And then if we zoom out, that's us there. And you can see we're going slightly off course, but that is because the wind is coming more from this direction. So as you can see from the sails, the wind is coming into the sails like that, and we're really needing to go slightly off course. And then what we'll do is we'll jibe and go back the other way, so we almost cross the course. So I would reckon somewhere around here we'll probably go back across there like that. Oi!
It's too hot in the shower.
I know, it's so hot down there, isn't it?
So it's 5:30 AM, the sun's just coming up behind me. We sailed most of the night till about 4 o'clock in the morning, and the wind dropped, so we had to put the engines on, and we've been motoring since. But it looks like it's going to be a nice day. It's pretty calm, but hopefully the wind will pick up again. If not, we've still got about 80 miles to do, so it'd be nice to get some more wind so we don't have to motor all the way.
I just come on my watch this morning, and James has done a rather sneaky thing this morning. He's put the fishing rod out, and then he's gone straight to sleep. In other words, I'm going to catch something, I'm going to gut something, all on my lonesome. That's fine, I can do this. Girls can fish too, you know. So
we've got some wind, so we've switched the engines off and we've put the mainsail out. We've got about 15 to 17 knots of wind directly behind us. So we've just got the mainsail out and we're running directly downwind. There's no point putting the jib out because it's sheltered from the mainsail, and it allows us to sort of run more directly downwind, which is what we want to do because that's exactly the direction we're heading. So we're doing about 5.5, 6 knots at the moment, which is, you know, it's okay, it's not brilliant, but it's okay. But as I said earlier, I think a lot of that's to do with the bottom of the boat. It needs a good clean, it needs a good scrub. So we'll see, but we're going to continue like this. It's a lovely day, and we should be arriving in Sag Harbour in the Hamptons probably early evening. US Coast Guard, this is sailing vessel Aequus. Aequus, over.
Come in, Captain.
We are sailing towards Sag Harbour. We are approximately 20 miles away, and we've just seen a flare be released on the horizon from our position, over.
Roger, Captain, you see a flash. Captain, what color is the flash and what position is? Do you have a GPS position?
I'll tell you.
Yeah, so our position of Alva.
You see over there the flare that went off, so it's going off somewhere here, which is just over there.
What time did you see the flare, over?
We've just seen it now, over. There is a plane circling the position also, over.
Confirm, Captain, you see a plane in that position, over?
It's not there anymore, but it was there.
Yes, correct. There was a plane circling for the last sort of 5-10 minutes, over.
Vessel Aequus, second line on down. Good copy, Captain. The Air National Guard is currently conducting flare exercises in the vicinity of your location. Thank you for your report. We'll be standing by on channel 16.
Thank you, that's our pleasure. Aequus standing by on 16.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah. Oh well, at least we did the right thing.
You think they'd security there, that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Especially with a boat sailing past, you'd think they'd radio us first and say that we're doing some flare exercises. Yeah,
do you remember what colour it was? I thought it was red.
Orange.
Oh, I thought it was like a reddy colour. We thought after half an hour on the radio that was that, but clearly they were having doubts as they furthered their questions.
Slow burning flare. How copy?
Yeah, it appeared to be slow burning, and it was in the sky for at least a minute, over. Christ, it's a bit painful.
Yeah. It's asking you over and over and over again, but they have to be sure. But the thing is,
yeah, but like, you know, like when you see it,
sure?
you're like, shit, there's a flare, I need to call it in. You're not going, oh, well, how long is it in the sky for?
What colour is it?
Yeah.
That's nice.
But I mean, you'd think they'd know if they were doing a flare exercise with that plane.
Yeah, well, they should know, shouldn't they?
Sure. This is the Coast Guard, Rush Captain. And be advised, the Air National Guard is currently conducting flare exercises in the vicinity of where you reported it. Appreciate your report. And for now, we'll be standing by channel 16.
Thank you, Aequus out. Okay, well, at least we did our good deed for the day.
There's been so many boats that have been called in. One has been drifting and there's nobody on board evidently. It's a white boat, it's an unmanned boat drifting east, which is obviously the direction we're going in. There's been a capsized boat somewhere. There's been a boat that's been on fire and 2 people have been in the water. And
they've had a busy day.
They've had a really busy day and a busy night. It was constant all night long.
We'll let off a few flares as well, just to get those called in at the same time.
But the thing is, how do you know what's what? Like they're saying.
Well, that's what I mean. They should announce that on the radio that they're doing flare exercise.
But if they do that, then what that does is that makes people. If someone saw a flare, they're like, oh, it's just an exercise. So then you don't call it in.
Yeah. Bit of excitement, though.
Yeah. So we made a bit of a boo-boo. We were going towards this part of Long Island and then round here and into Sag Harbour. The time now is 3:40 and this is going to take us another couple of hours to get here to here, and by the time we've got from here to Sag Harbour it's going to be well over sunset and we won't be able to see where we are going. So plan B is round here and into Montauk, and we're going to try and anchor just in here somewhere, maybe around here. We're just coming around the end of Long Island. We are going to be getting there just before sunset, I think, so just before 8 o'clock tonight. Hopefully we can anchor safely. Do you think we'll get there on time?
Hopefully time for a drink and maybe dinner, yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's always the last few hours that take ages. You think you're there because you can see land, but it's another like 3 hours before you get there.
So I'm just here on the Navionics charts, and I'm just going in really detailed, checking. There's a lot of rocks all around here, so we're staying deep, and we're going to follow this line here and then follow it all the way around and keep going around here. And James is on the main chart and I'm just checking on here. We've just found our friend Mike. He's on that boat in front of us there.
What's up, James?
Oh, that was some journey. Took long. It was just too...
Why did it take you guys so long? You didn't motor yourself?
Well, part and parcel.
Like 20 miles away, and I thought, oh, we'll be there like 5, 6, and it was like another 5 hours or something. Hey, Philippa, that hill could be our workout in the morning.
Oh, yes, please.
We could climb up that hill.
Oh, yes.
We gotta put the colors out.
Bless America. Yeah, perfect. Wow, look at that sunset. That's absolutely stunning. Next time, aboard Aequus. My beautiful friend and facialist to the stars, Georgia Louise, joins us for some sun, rosé, and a little water action. And James and I prepare the boat for one of the most agonising times aboard Aequus, as Hurricane Henri prepares to hit Sag Harbour